former real-life practitioner, captures the same phenomenon. The series, Bodies, written by Jed Mercurio, a former hospital physician, takes place in the obstetrics and gynecology ward of a metropolitan hospital. In the first episode, a newly arrived senior surgeon performs an operation on a patient with complex comorbidities, after which she dies. His rival then provides him with this advice. The superior surgeon uses his superior judgment to steer clear of any situation that might test his superior ability. That is, he avoids difficult cases as a way of maintaining his success rate. A classic strategy of creaming, that is, avoiding risky instances that might have a negative impact on one's measured performance. The cost of this tactic is that patients at greater risk for a failed surgery are left to an almost certain death without surgery. Bodies is a medical drama, but the phenomena it depicts exist in the real world. Numerous studies have shown that when surgeons, for example, are rated or remunerated according to their success rates, some respond by refusing to operate on patients with more complex or critical conditions, excluding the more difficult cases. Those that involve the likelihood of poorer outcomes, improves the surgeon's success rates, and hence their metrics, their reputation, and their remuneration. That, of course, comes at the expense of the excluded patients, who pay with their lives. But those deaths do not show up in the metrics. As we'll find out, gaming the metrics occurs in every realm: in policing, in primary, secondary, and higher education, in medicine, in nonprofit organizations, and of course, in business. And gaming is only one class of problems that inevitably arise when using performance metrics as the basis of reward or sanction. There are things that can be measured. There are things that are worth measuring. But what can be measured is not always what is worth measuring. What gets measured may have no relationship to what we really want to know. The costs of measuring may be greater than the benefits. The things that get measured may draw effort away from the things we really care about, and measurement may provide us with distorted knowledge, knowledge that seems solid but is actually deceptive. We live in the age of measured accountability, of reward for measured performance, and belief in the virtues of publicizing those metrics through transparency. But the identification of accountability with metrics and with transparency is deceptive. Accountability ought to mean being held responsible for one's actions. But by a sort of linguistic sleight of hand, accountability has come to mean demonstrating success through standardized measurement, as if only that which can be counted really counts. Another assumption that is often taken for granted is that accountability demands that measurement of performance be made public, that is, transparent. The metric fixation is the seemingly irresistible pressure to measure performance, to publicize it, and to reward it, often in the face of evidence that this just doesn't work very well. Used properly, measurement, as we'll see, can be a good thing, so can transparency. But they can also distort, divert, displace, distract, and discourage. While we are bound to live in an age of measurement, we live in an age of mismeasurement, overmeasurement, misleading measurement, and counterproductive measurement. This book is not about the evils of measuring. It is about the unintended negative consequences of trying to substitute standardized measures of performance for personal judgment based on experience. The problem is not measurement, but excessive measurement and inappropriate measurement. Not metrics, but metric fixation. We are often told that gathering metrics of measured performance and then making them available to the public is a way to improve the functioning of our institutions. Nowhere have the virtues of accountability, performance metrics, and transparency been more touted than in the field of medicine, and understandably so, for nowhere are the stakes higher. The health sector not only makes up over 17% of the U.S. economy, but lives are also on the line. Surely, the logic goes, measures of performance